We in the living room now.
What's going on, everybody? You here for another Train Up Tuesday with the unapologetic instructors. You got old Dirt Dog, the one they love to hate, Jonesville Dirty.
I'm eating.
Oh, we got Prime Time Fitz.
So can you introduce me?
Boss lady.
Amanda.
D.
TV. Yes.
TV?
And
Oh, the
special-
TV.
They about to other than
Me.
You don't have a nickname.
Everybody claps for me.
Well, you do have a nickname, but I don't think we put it out there yet.
I don't use that.
No.
I got to follow on.
If anybody that be watching, we don't want them.
We don't want them
We
anyway.
don't want them watching.
So I was going through some channels today, just checking out some shit. And we gonna, play some little roundtable stuff with some of these things that's going on.
Uh-oh.
I mean, just seeing how people talk. Like, I mean, this is a good question for somebody to answer. Can someone who has a 2022 Freightliner Cascadia please tell me how to use the Jake brakes? Jake brakes alone can't be it. Do you use the cruise control? If so, in what order? I recently switched to another trainer. He just got this truck. It says let's say we are safe with a scrunchy face.
What's a scrunchy face?
Scrunchy, whatever he's making a fucking frown.
A frown. So you're talking about the sit control.
Yeah,
That's what I'm figuring they were talking about.
Yeah, that's what he means. That's what he's saying. Cruise control.
But the thing is, it's like,
It's not the Jake, it's the center.
no, because Jake is actually,
But you-
Jake brake is actually a brand,
But
not
you
a
use the-
actual deal. It's
engine
brake.
retarder. A lot of people don't teach descent control, believe it or not.
Because a lot of
I
people
don't
don't
know
know
how
they
to
even
work
have
that
it.
thing.
I didn't know how to work it until I burnt my brakes up on top of Mount Savage.
Oh,
My trainer never taught me that.
Learn quickly.
I learned about happenstance.
Yeah.
But see, with your guys is the international, your shit's different because you have to hit the brake for that shit to come on. Right?
Definitely not. No,
They did.
no. Well, probably before 2020. No, you just click it down into,
Okay.
turn the cruise control down to a manageable speed. Ain't no hitting them, but you hit the brake, it's gonna kick the cruise off.
Because but before, like when you actually turn the engine brake on the internationals, it wouldn't do anything until you actually hit the service brake, and then it would actually start slowing you down.
When you got the difference
Wow.
between Pete.
I think if you're
Freightliner
under like
and
30 miles an
international.
hour,
They're all
that's
different.
that, right?
Yeah,
Like if you're under
if
30
you
or
under
40, then you have to hit the put the
That's the amount of time.
engine brake on.
I drove one of the brand new, like one of the brand new 2022s. That shit's garbage. I'm just telling you.
You do it in the
man.
wrong order, you end up in like 1800.
Yeah.
He's got high beams in the back of his truck.
so I mean, and the thing they used to give the automated transmission class, which that was a part of it.
They don't give it no more?
I don't know if they do or they don't. I know before students went out on our fleet
Yeah.
to do TNT, that was one of the things that they had to take. It was quabashed via the training department. They didn't like the idea that I guess they were having too much knowledge beforehand.
What?
Which the automated class should come before
So,
TNT
it
and they
makes
teach it
no
after
sense.
TNT.
But that was a part of what they took as an upgrade class.
It makes no sense to actually go through 30,000 miles and then come in and then learn how to work your equipment.
All I found out was that like, well, my
It
trainer
worked
really
for me.
wasn't that good at running. It's
Now, Here go a question for Hawk right here.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
yeah. Turtle.
Batman, Batman.
I love to hear your response on it, bro.
Always circle A.
So my PSD pass got his paper CDL and drove his car home and blocked my phone and will not return my fleet manager messages. What does Prime do with these cut and run people?
That's a good question for Hawk.
Just the answer.
You said he got his license.
And he bucked.
What you can do about that? You ain't got no control over. I mean, what you gonna do?
Charge it to the game.
Yeah.
One out of every four, 25% go.
You gotta
Before they start TNT.
You don't know
Yeah.
a person's real intent when they come. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if they really plan on staying or not. Really?
What do they
I mean,
do?
you try to stay in touch with them, try to, all right, lead them down the right path. Like, I'm gonna stay in touch with you. Make sure you do this, blah 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 blah. Try to keep you in the loop. But shit, they probably already you know,
Probably
with their
was-
mind.
Was
and
really
they-
from the
they don't
start.
do.
Well,
Yeah,
with that
that
question-
probably was his plan from
From
the
the start.
get-go.
Exactly. With that question though, it's just like, well, what is Prime? What do you expect Prime to do? You expect them to find them and
Nah,
like,
Prime
it's
gonna
like put them in
check
jail?
that.
Like that's not
They
what's
don't-
going to
They're
happen.
gonna tack that bill to their stuff, so they're not on that later on in life until they pay that money
They're
back.
going to write it off.
But Prime also knows that that's the
Gonna
chance
take it
it's
to
gonna
their
happen.
That's every
Yeah.
company in this industry.
They know that.
gonna
So,
take it to their credit report, ain't it?
Yeah.
above my pay grade.
Good answer.
So,
Good.
but I
I
mean,
was like,
that's kind of a big thing. So, I mean, we'll
We've
get
never
back.
heard
and we
the unapologetic one answer it that way. It's above my pay grade.
Oh yeah, it's good. Above me. I ain't had a meeting yet. I ain't planning on it.
we're not trying to be
Not right
unapologetic
now.
and employed, you know.
Because if they go get me for language, I got some firepower for that. That kind of shit I know. So let's get into some questions. Timmy Turbo said, how's it going?
What's up, Timmy?
What's going on, Timmy? Appreciate
What's
you
up, Tim?
tuning in, baby. Let's see. He said, let's go. We was on time, bitch.
He's hyping us up. He's not complaining.
Timmy does the same thing with ours. Like we've had one on FUBAR where we've actually seen him have a full conversation with himself because he went to the wrong one.
God damn, we was on time, baby.
It's like, oh, you guys here? No, they're not here. Oh, I guess they went somewhere else. Well, I guess I'm talking to myself. Like, damn, Timmy.
Timmy say this is a damn full house. This is the first time all of us have been here at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I think we get
Good observation, Jimmy.
Damn good. Papa Smurf back in the house.
AKA Black Santa.
Definitely a full house. Hey, boss lady. Hey, Amanda. Hey, everybody else.
Hey, Monica.
Hey,
Why you gonna say hi to the
Why
girls?
everybody else got to be
What
the
the?
Hey, you know what?
Who's over that
How y'all-
crap?
how
We
y'all
gotta
doing?
stick together.
Yeah.
This is why I don't go there, man. That was disrespecting your fan base.
Hey,
Hi-
she
hi-
said, "Hey, everyone else." You guys gotta.
Truck driver D say, how y'all doing?
What's up,
What's up,
G?
man?
I'm nobody else.
T
man.
Martin, what's up? What's up? It is Martin Lawrence voice. Hey, you know he got banned in Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
But hey, we had a good conversation today. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna keep in touch with you, Sean. All of us keep in touch with you for the most
That's not
part.
my name.
My fault.
Primetime Fitz.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Him.
yeah.
Sean Primetime Fitz.
Bully motherfuckers in the corner in prime time. That's not,
That's what it says on my
look here,
shit.
though, boy. We're not playing this shit.
Sean,
Prime
Sean
time.
Preppy
You
life.
shouldn't be here.
Sean Preppy life. Say hey,
That's why he
y'all.
doesn't show up.
Hey, yeah. Cali girl right there. Riverside.
All day.
Oceanside,
Riverside.
actually. Oceanside.
San Bernardino all day.
Oh,
She
Good
left. She
evening.
didn't go back.
Jessica Williams, good evening. Oh,
What
and
you say?
everybody and everyone else.
See, this is that
Well, we
bull-
got a
that's
good
what I'm saying.
question.
That's all
We got a
showing
juicy
fan
question
base.
coming down the line right
Yeah.
here.
I'm nobody else.
Yo
Hey,
crew.
Lex.
Hey, Lex, say yo crew.
Listen to this.
Crew.
Have any of y'all ever had to give up on a student? If so, why?
Dun dun
Ooh.
dun.
Hell yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
I
Who said
only
it was
had
Daryl?
one.
You
Because-
gave up on him?
Yeah,
Or
what?
did they give up?
Daryl, y'all can answer that.
Retarded?
Well, I pretty much threw in the towel when this student couldn't make it to the straight back lane to the first two cones.
Couldn't
How
pull
long
it.
did you try with him though?
2 weeks.
Hey, you know,
And they only made it through the straight back lane twice because I helped her.
that's rough.
And then when she ended up diagonal in front of the straight back lane, like way up there, she realized this isn't for me. You think?
Batman sound like he got something to say.
And then there was Rocket Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
You
gonna
got a
say.
license?
I mean,
Hey, you got a license.
Oh yeah, you two shared them.
Hey.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Sheridan, that sounds weird.
Miracles happen.
I mean, and they
That's
and
what I
so
heard at this job.
basically everybody get. I mean, at some point, some students. Honestly, some people come in because they hit a fat. They think it's fast cash.
Yep.
They think it's so easy. The only thing you gotta do is hold the wheel.
Right.
And to be honest, they just stupid.
Yep.
And they have no initiative and drive. If you lack initiative and drive, this ain't the job for you.
But you know, for some people, it is really hard. It's really hard for them, and they have the drive. They try really hard.
Yeah.
And even if they're really bad, like those are the people you want to work for. Not the people
Yes.
it comes too easy.
Yeah.
They didn't
And-
know what they were
But there has, but also at the same time, the question I have to ask anybody to ask themselves
Mute your phone.
is, would you trust you with your kids right beside you driving? If you won't,
Right.
you might want to go ahead and cut your losses.
And but even if you feel like, okay, this isn't the industry for this person, they're probably not going to make it. If you help them get their license, you at least give them the chance to find. Because I've been surprised.
Yeah.
You know, I've had students that finish their year out, and I never would have thought they would have made it. You know, you think they probably won't make it through TNT, but
I had a female that went. She did it 5 times. Like she had tested 5 times. The 5th time, she finally passed. That girl now owns 3 trucks.
Yeah. Well, see, you never know though.
And those things
She
like
got-
that,
she got
but
the
those
driver's
things like that I do. I mean, if you trying and you really trying, I don't care about you trying. I will help you and try as much as possible. But when you looking for a babysitter, anybody watching, Jonesville Dirty ain't the one that's babysitting.
I don't babysit either.
Be grown
I
about
retired
it.
from babysitting when I was 12.
I need them to see I need them to see all this.
I need you to know, motherfucker.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Now back to my little thing.
Hold on.
After she hit the Chick-fil-A
No,
sign.
I wanted to.
Oh my
Now we
God.
can see you.
What is first living?
Hey, that student I was talking about.
They were like little hovel,
Even
hop,
if-
I don't know, hobbit holes.
I went once she hit the Chick-fil-A sign driving forward out of the drive-through. I wouldn't put her on the road anyway.
There you go.
No, you ain't. I'm not about to have nobody deaf on my hands because that goofball.
Tanker Man is 60 minutes out, so y'all better run quick.
Who that?
Oh, I don't run. I got my standards on anyway. I'll be waiting.
Who's
I
Tanker
think-
Man?
I got my,
I
got
think
my
the
flops.
hardest
I hate
part would be
real truck
figuring
drivers with
out.
flip-flops.
I think the hardest part would be figuring out the clock and how to run it.
You be accurate.
You did very much
Yeah.
so, and that's something. It's kind of, to be honest, it's hard to some degree for TNTs to teach it because they're running a team operation at some point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you start studying it early on, it starts coming together. I mean, feel free to call your logs auditor, ask the question.
No.
If you got the questions, ask.
Call your trainer.
Call your trainer. But if the
They
trainer
gonna
has
give you
to
the right
talk
answer,
to
man. You need to, how do I get this done answer. You don't call your log auditor.
yeah,
They
but
help you understand how to do it if you have your own way.
there's a way to do it, and then there's a way to do it. But
You need to know the way to do it.
yeah, you holler at your trainer.
Hey, you don't call your log auditor. But don't be afraid to call your log
Yeah.
auditor.
Yeah, but you know, if somebody
Yeah.
gives you some advice and you're like, I don't think this is legal,
Call me
call
up
your
and do it
log
quick.
auditor. They're going to tell you it's legal or not, right?
I mean, that's up to you whether you're gonna do it legal or not. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Run your logs legal.
Sometimes if you don't
Like,
ask
are
the
you looking at your
question,
computer right
And
now?
there-
No, just
and
cut
there
the
is
screen
a-
off.
and there is a video coming out on time clocks and how to manage stuff like that and trip plan. It will be coming out soon.
I trip planned so well. I was running days.
Or permission.
So let's see. Hey, family, checking in. How's everyone?
it's not
Miss
everyone
Bryant.
shit against.
Do we know Miss
That's his family though.
that's my sister.
Oh, Miss
Hey.
Bryant.
Everyone should. So family is you and everyone else is. This is what I'm telling you, bro.
Duh.
I'm gonna need somebody to be like, "What up, nobody?" And I'm gonna be like, "What's happening?"
Dirty, welcome home. Did
See, it's that bullshit.
You already
Did you
said
get-
Hey.
that. Like,
Did you get me my Captain? Did you get me my Captain Morgan?
Did you not know?
Nah,
this is the only
bro. I
fight
brought
that-
back some Hennessy
He thought you
White.
said Captain D's. He
I brought
messed
back
that up.
some Hennessy White and some hurricane proof rum.
Hurricane.
And I
proof
brought me and my
rum.
boy back some new Pokes for $37.50.
Yeah, dog.
sir.
You ain't get Danny.
Can somebody please address?
Hey!
Can somebody say hi to Justin? Just sing him like
Hi, Justin.
sing him
I'm
just
trying to
say
use everyone
hey.
else shit.
Look,
So
this
Say
is look,
hey.
look around. Look where you at right now. You're in an all reefer conversation.
Oh,
So
Flatbed redhead stepchild. Anyway, you should be used to it.
No, Tinker's ready.
okay, so here's something on the TNT PSD page. I mean TNT trainer page, instructor trainer page, whatever.
Somebody-
You guys think 30K is enough for these students?
Yeah.
Depends on the student.
damn, all right.
depends on the
Next.
Hey, I've had some students that at 30K got their own truck and did great.
Yep.
Some people know. Some people need more training.
I'm gonna look at it like this.
but then some that need more training, understand that, and they just feel safer and better to stay with their TNT a little bit longer. So those are the smart ones.
Or they just ultimately get another 10,000 miles because they didn't understand something
Yeah.
anyway, and they end up getting 50, 60, $75,000 obligated anyway. You know,
So they're
it
getting
works.
experience.
It depends on the student.
Yeah.
They keep adding miles like.
And honestly,
Oprah's
what
giving
you
them
learn, there's no time limit, right? So like what you
10,000.
learn in, like what if somebody runs that in 5 or 6 weeks versus somebody runs you in 12 weeks or whatever, gets that miles. That makes a big difference.
Now, before I get back to this next one, I'm gonna throw one out there. Dispatch is wanting to give me the runarounds. Is there a number I can call to see about getting a new TNT student? Probably don't need one. You're probably not very bright if you don't know where they come from. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, real talk. You're a TNT. You know who issuing out your students on the flatbed side. You know who issuing them out. If you're on the reefer side, you know that Chris Martin issuing them out.
Yeah.
Just because you calling your fleet manager saying it, he may have made you available. And I'm pretty sure fleet manager probably did say, I made you available on the list. But if there's none available for you, which we don't have right now, a lot of them waiting.
Is he trying to get a student? Or is he trying to change?
He's trying to get a new TNT student. So he could be trying to change.
That's what
And
it
so now if you're trying to put one
He's
off,
trying to change.
if you're trying to put one off, why are you trying to put one off? Why are you sure you need to be the problem that we give another one to?
Right.
I mean, it's so vague when they say stuff like that, and then reach out to Chris Martin. Biggest thing for any PSD instructor to do or any TNT instructor to do, trainer to do, communicate with your fleet manager when you having issues. You students, PSDs and TNTs, communicate with your fleet manager. We ain't got to go to Facebook with this kind of stuff because I can guarantee you the answers that he got was all over the map.
Clout chasing.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you may have gotten a bad one, or maybe if that's not your first one, maybe you're the bad one. Sometimes you have to do a self-reflection. I've done it. All of us have probably done it at some point in our training.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
So welcome back, Justin.
There you go.
That's all pity shit.
I'll take my pity.
Justin is a square peg in the round hole. Hello, Justin. Hey, brother, FBG.
FBG.
So,
no.
I mean,
You got sympathy shit. That's exactly what
I'll
that is.
take my sympathy.
I bet you would.
She
Dang.
put exclamation points behind it.
So here's something. Picked up my new student a few days ago after going back and forth whether I wanted to keep training or not. And she was a pad trained. She's so nervous, and I don't want to give up on her. So somebody please help me. Help give me some tips. I've tried just about everything I can think of. It's funny because I make most people feel relaxed.
Oh, this was a long time ago, wasn't it? It was like
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I have a lot of comments.
85. And here's the
We had a
thing.
big conversation in there.
Here's the thing with this whole pad training.
What they call them, pad babies.
So
Yeah, I was a bad baby.
y'all are road trained. So y'all going out training them on the road, but they get less time backing. They get less time driving when they're trained on the pad. It's a vice versa thing,
So-
man. Y'all sound
But he
slow.
didn't necessarily attack that she was. He
No.
just included that because that's important information. Because
Is it?
we don't know how much she drove. That might be why she's nervous.
That could be why she's nervous. But at the same time, to throw in this whole pad train thing with the 4 times with it. There you go. 4 times.
I didn't know. He said
They
four
say it
times.
in that's basically to say like some old bother type deal.
That's a dig, right?
You know what I'm saying? But that's a big thing where a lot of them, and I go through this page and find multiple that say these pad onlys.
Yeah.
It's no difference in it. A person's desire is a person's desire. I got plenty of them that we can all parade around in this room that were trained out here predominantly on the pad that are hell of drivers right now.
Sure.
So that's more of an insult towards what we do. Just because, to be honest, hold on, since you lowered it down, I sit my face up. Since a lot of people don't have the capabilities of training multiple students as we do.
My thing is,
But,
what your middle name is saying, then you need to boss up and do what you need to do.
and if you're nervous about it, if she's nervous, find a way to make her comfort. You know what I'm saying? You say you tried everything. You didn't list what you tried.
Take her middle.
Tell us what you tried. Have you tried telling her to use the hood mirror in your truck and make the white line look like a zipper to keep her controlled in the lane?
Yeah.
Have you tried to stop her every 150 miles to let her get out and just relax?
I'm pretty sure what he did was gave her instructions and went to sleep.
I mean,
Well, we don't know.
but that's, I mean, they talk about it. I mean, the difference is they can talk about it on here.
Yeah.
I can say it. Most of them, 80% of them got doggone get them and want them to drive 10 hours as soon as they get in the truck.
That's exactly what they do.
So,
They were whole.
and they can't. So it is what it is. But people are going to be nervous. I was nervous. I got my first load.
Yeah.
I was nervous as a TNT. I didn't drive. Matter of fact, I didn't even drive nights on TNT other than when he got sleepy. And then I popped his clock and drove his clock for him. But he had to wean me into that because he knew I was determined to make the loads do what the loads do.
Did you call your log auditor about that?
Hell no. I was riding dirty. I was dropping 18-hour shifts on days on
I
TNT.
wasn't sure if that
Drive
was
my nines, pull over, drive his 9, keep it moving. But that was his way of weaning me into night shift. And he used to always tell me, you're going to have to drive night shift. You ain't going to just be able to get away from night loads. The hell if I want, I bet you I know how to
People
plan my
gonna be
trips
nervous,
better than most.
regardless.
And I did. I planned my trips.
Because you were motivated to stay
'Cause
up night.
There you go.
You had a reason.
Meaning I had initiative and drive. A lot of what, but my TNT knew what to do and adjusted and kept trying. He didn't go to Facebook and get off of me. He didn't even talk to his homeboys about it. He talked to me about it to make me aware. And I mean, but to start this off and say, after going back and forth, whether I wanted to keep training or not, he wasn't in it anyways.
That's what I'm about to say. Is you have to be
He wasn't
committed.
in it all jump.
If you go into something and you're not sure,
They're committed. They're committed when a student is able to drive 11 hours. They're not committed when they got to sit there, actually do their job and teach.
That door is already open in your head.
You ain't there.
No, just walk through it.
Gotta be in you.
So no need to be nervous out on the road. People will get out of the way if they're smart. I describe
driving.
and I describe it to everybody. Rocks in the pond. I mean, rocks in the stream. I'm a big ass rock. Ain't nobody trying to hit me at 80,000 pounds. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean,
When are you just gonna not address the rooster in the room?
I took my man on.
Flatbed in the building.
Flatbed.
yeah, well, you
How
just
much
make
do
hateful
y'all?
comments about him.
How much do y'all in Prime as a company invest? How much do y'all in Prime as a company put into mountain driving training?
The load.
Get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
I mean,
Happens when it happens.
Yeah.
and
We issue fate.
I don't
We
see.
train by fate when it comes to mountain grades.
And I mean, I've seen like I know for a fact like Stevens has.
You gotta go for all the 3 major.
They have like
4 major.
it's four of the 8 majors, and then they go up because they got 15. It has to be a total of 6 of them that you travel.
Mhm.
2 of them with
majors.
2 of them without Jakes, and 1 of them has to be at nighttime.
So Prime doesn't have a set.
They don't have a set
Limit.
tone for it.
Automatic.
It's just
But-
when you get a load that goes
That's
to the
true.
mountains,
Some
your
companies
trainer
do
works.
that.
for you
But
on
some
it.
people, I mean, but everybody has. I mean, every company has
At
their
some
own
point,
way.
that's gonna happen.
Ours
Yeah.
is
You're gonna go through all
but ours,
states anyway.
ours itself, and all
I
of us
mean, week
went through-
1, I was in Snoqualmie.
hold on, he didn't go to TNT here, but all the rest of us did for the most part. You didn't either.
Where'd you
But-
go TNT there, Batman?
England.
England?
The country?
No, the
So-
country.
But
That's why he drives on the wrong side of the road
with our
sometimes.
TNT program, like Peg Leg, with our TNT program, we're running coast to coast.
You're gonna be in all states.
Yeah.
So you gonna get them.
Yeah,
And
right.
honestly, a good TNT at some point, what I would do is tell them, wake me up at this mile marker, which was normally about 10 miles before.
Oh hell yeah!
And then I would sit up with them through the first one. And then sometimes I would have them, if they were shaky going down it, the next time I knew I was coming to a major mountain, I made sure it was on my shift. Hey, I need you to get up and sit with me and watch me.
Or they have a panic attack going down one.
Yeah, see, yeah.
I can't feel my arms.
I
Oh,
can't hear you when you're telling him.
Peg
slow
Leg
down.
said,
He says he can't feel his arms. Like, oh, okay, we're going.
running,
Can you feel it?
running by moonlight makes you a moonshine runner. Yeah, I mean, the midnight boys, but some people like it because of the lack of traffic.
Lack
The
of
next
traffic,
comment's actually kind of funny.
Let's see.
That's the
A
time.
break every 150 miles. This isn't a babysitter service.
No, but you are trying to stay alive with that person, so you might want to make sure they're good.
And honestly, to
Hey,
some
we know
degree,
who trained this motherfucker.
hold on. Oh, you know what? And you right. I did train him right here on this very damn pad. And he was trained by Eric Guthrie, who got doggone, knew how to train him coming off this pad. And the boy, we know he drove some minimum miles when he was with me. And he is a hell of a driver, a productive ass driver. You know what I'm saying? So,
We
but
don't do minimum mileage shit over here.
yeah, we get minimum mileage.
Do not consult my log on it.
But the thing is, and Derek, in that case, like in some senses, like when I take them on the road, I do 200-mile blocks. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be able to take a high valve. So I'm gonna make sure you high valve ready, but I ain't trying to make sure you shift ready because I got to make sure that you know how to read signs, control this truck, get your nerves right. I got to make sure you paying attention. I'm asking you questions like, talk to me about your doggone pre-trip while we on the road. That's how I teach.
I'd be like my student that just started taking a water pill, and we ended up having freaking, as soon as he picked up the load, I gotta pee. You better freaking find we're only 20 miles from that first freaking stop, or from the 01. It's like we can't stop for
Put
at
the
least
Mountain
200.
Dews down.
And he was just like, well, I gotta pee.
But
Stupid motherfucker.
going down mountains will make
Stand on the step.
you will
man.
only going down mountains. You will only make the mistake once.
Facts.
Yeah.
True
You
story.
don't really gotta worry about it. That ain't that big of a deal.
Oh man,
One and done.
One and done,
you
man.
can come down a million times slow as you want. Then you come down one time too fast.
Timmy will know about that one going down to Nevada, the one going from Nevada into California, because right by Vegas, that long
Yeah,
stretch before
I
you get
love
to
that
Baker.
shit, man.
Go down that, see how fast you can go.
That's a
You can get
stretch.
up- It
But
depends on your weight.
and a lot of times, like
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, with the mountain driving and
Albuquerque is my
stuff,
favorite. I love that race.
with mountain driving, even with like Derek coming in to do TNT. I know he coming in to do TNT. And how you run your truck is how you run your truck. I have my words of advice for you at the beginning because you taking one off me, so they gonna be a pad type cat. I guess not really. They came out here to drive a truck, so they gonna have their CDL. They gonna be a truck driver. They just gonna have to be taught. I'm gonna have a whole new game plan for you on how you need to train them when you first get out there. You can't expect somebody to come out the box. They may not be built like you. I hope that they built like you, but they may not be built like you to do 10 hours as soon as they come out the box.
Yeah, that's that.
You know what I'm saying? But he also had a TNT that took the time to keep his stamina up, as well as show him back and keeping him engaged and encouraged the whole process. There's a lot of TNTs that don't always do that. You feel me?
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah. Eric had my ass running mountains on my second day. And Eric is like that. Eric is built that way. His trainer is a great trainer, one of my best.
We go where the low goes. So if the
But,
second day
yeah.
puts you over a mountain,
You got to go.
the shit goes up, the shit comes down, man. I don't understand.
So a big thing with that going to be just being
Absolutely.
on it. So
And to some degree, it's like if your TNT is pushing you to do something, like they trust you to that. You know what I mean? Even if it's just, hey, I know you don't want to do this, but I trust that you're going to follow my directions. You know, one of my students called me and said, hey, that we're on TNT. Is this normal? He's got me doing this. He's got me doing that. He's got me doing all these things. And I'm like, take it.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. with
Take
some of
it, because the
students,
next,
too,
you know what I
though.
mean? If you train, they're not going to give you all this. Like he's got you doing mountain driving. He's got you doing all the backing, the guy's goal, the
That's the
key
crazy.
fan, you know?
I've gotten a few phone calls from students that are like, man, he makes me do all the driving. Like, no
shit.
That's what you're here
That's
for.
what you're here for. It's called training.
Whoever came to a truck driver did not drive. Like,
You wouldn't like it if he made you watch
Like,
everything.
if I do TNTs, we have an 800-mile run. Guess what, man? We running 600 of that. At least.
yeah, I mean, but
Whatever's left over, I'll do that.
you drive what you drive. I mean, it's training. It's training. Period. I mean, some guys drive them in PSD 8 to 10 hours. Some guys only let their people do 4 to 6 hours a day. It's still training.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you getting it, what you're getting, it matters.
go click on
You know
that.
what I'm
That one's
saying?
important. It says Mr. Jones.
Hi, Mr. Jones. Quick question.
Oh, good God.
Was the pool you were swimming in last week a kiddie pool? They use that size pools in boot camp for people who can't swim.
Hey, he had a floaty, so he was fine regardless. He could have been in the
No, he
deep
couldn't
end.
stand a floaty.
Yeah,
Oh,
That
yeah,
floaty
you gotta
was
have
not
skills
properly
for that.
inflated. We were fear for your safety.
What a
We didn't want to
jackass
go
you are.
jumping
What a jackass.
That means you won. He goes you that or flips you off.
I would be more worried about driving through New York City or New Jersey.
That's what he should be.
Well, you don't tell me that you
Very
space
much.
New York, for one.
I mean,
Good job, New Jersey.
yeah.
And New Jersey.
Capitalize the J and the
And
Y.
a lot of times, because I do a lot of guys, I don't really take females over the road, but a lot of guys I can explain to on the Barry Sanders method or the Emmitt Smith method. You know what I'm saying? Stay behind it and you go. You shoot gaps how you want to. You find your gaps. You find your gaps and you keep moving and slow and steady. When you get a chance to find that open break and you got open road in front of you, time to ride. But until then, you can sit tight with your lead blocker, whatever in front of you. Sit tight right behind him and watch your space beside you. Make sure linebacker ain't coming. Keep it going.
Because your people can't drive.
Your people,
Your
what the
people.
heck?
What's your people?
I know, I'm offended.
Racist,
Oh,
right?
I know, I'm like, you know, you're the white, right?
No,
They're
they're
from Virginia.
they'll think that's the South.
No, but don't fool yourself with that shit.
Stop.
Start that shit right now, y'all. You know I got
I don't know what he talk. I don't urge what he talking about.
remember going to Salt Lake, my PSD days. I drove that mountain by Park City.
That's the last time you went to Salt Lake?
No,
Okay.
and he had a blow, and he actually had a blowout. He had a blowout in the middle of a curve, hauling ass going 55 miles an hour. Well, he was going 55 miles an hour, hauling ass for that area. Yeah, that's what prime truck. That's it.
Hold on,
But
man.
when he had the blowout, he looked. He said, "Oh shit." Hey, just calm down. Release the gas, man. Chill. Release the gas. Let's go ahead and pull on over.
Yep.
And he
I feel like it may
over,
happen a little
and he
differently.
should no, it really did.
Chill, man.
It did because he was. Well,
Why does it sound
I'm
like
sorry. I'm sorry that rookie instructors don't know how to handle that kind of
Why
shit.
does it sound
But
like he was giving
I really
instruction
was
like
laid back like this right here, sitting over there
That
like
don't
this.
sound like him.
I was like, chill, man. Hey,
He was
pull
goddamn well,
over,
he
pull
was
over,
stressing.
get off the
Yeah,
gas,
yeah,
pull
yeah.
The
over.
real story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What the hell would you yell for?
It sounds like he's
Well, I didn't say you should
giving
yell.
instructions.
But I really sat back and was like, yo, just chill. I heard the pop. I got nervous. I was dead scared. I got a PSD behind the wheel.
Yeah.
I said, well, shit, I got to get calm. Hey, bro, just chill. You know what I'm saying? We'll pull over to the side. We'll be all right. Let him off that gas. And he got on over there.
Keep him calm.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, you got to.
This man, this is his first trip out. And that same week. And there's very few in this at this table that's done
What?
4,800 miles in a week with a PSD.
Shit.
You got your ID?
Saying that I said something different. I mean, I've never.
It's just a joke.
But
Don't be
yeah,
so
but
defensive.
everybody knows that I ain't
You
gonna.
got your ID?
I handle pressure quite well. No,
Don't you cross this line?
hold on. I handle pressure quite well. Remember what happened last week?
Where am I?
That was,
Choke
oh,
our
yeah,
friends
it was-
that was handled quite nicely. An experienced guy at that. That would make
What
me.
happened
That would
last
make you shit with the ticket.
Oh, he's
Wasn't
a
it
thug,
drop a
sorry.
spear in my heart?
He said he's a thug.
That would make you shit your pants.
Hell yeah. It's gonna
I'm
be
out
good.
as the I'm out. Oh, man, go to sleep then, dog. He got to go to bed. He's driving back from like Rochester somewhere.
Exactly.
Oh.
But he said earlier that ain't OTR, he's dedicated. Like, no, that's OTR.
Yeah, he
You are
is.
dedicated OTR. That's exactly what you are.
The kiddie pool in the kiddie pool, so the yellow rain could be blamed on the kids. Oh, turtle. Hey, now why they want to yell about your turtle?
Turtle.
But I don't know what they're
We got
That yellow ring would have been justified, but there was no kids. There's only one adult in the pool, and that was this one.
I ain't peeing no damn pool.
We don't know
When
that.
he fell off that floaty, his heart stopped and he couldn't help a guy. He couldn't
I-
help
I'm pretty sure.
that floaty
I'm
Hold
floated.
on.
pretty sure he
Monica
lost-
watched
he
the
lost-
ass
Any of
up.
us would have done
I
it.
went in that bathroom after that live, and I sat in there for a while, letting go.
Well, it was probably
No.
the pool water you drank that was mixed with your drink.
No, that's
What?
nasty to pee in the pool, to pee in the ocean, even though people do
He
it.
was drinking. It probably tasted the same as what was in that.
Yeah,
bottle,
but I
so
ain't
you
doing
couldn't
it.
tell.
I get out the water. That's just nasty to me.
Race
That's
to
a
win
lot.
water.
What's your swimming at?
I swim in
You
turtle
realize
piss.
what whales do in that freaking water?
If
They get
anybody,
it in that water.
if anybody goes back to last week's video, I promise you're gonna see him go underwater. You're gonna see that bottle go underwater. like
Oh,
that.
no.
The water
It
went
came
in
back
there.
up. No.
He came back up, and,
And
he
then
was
you
just
started
like,
drinking it. That went under the water. We
It went
said
under
that
the
was
water.
going.
It went under.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
I
he drank it.
Drank a little bit of pool.
You were drinking
No,
it.
you drank the whole bottle.
I drank some baby piss that day.
They're wearing diapers in there.
But-
It's fine.
But no, I didn't piss in the pool because I just don't do stuff like that.
We
Stay
don't
tuned
know
for
that.
stay tuned for the video. Monica's
Pissing in the pool?
no, Monica's editing the video now from when we were down there.
We don't want to see any video that you two edited.
If anybody
Asshole.
invites,
He knows what that is out.
if anybody invites O to a pool party, make sure you drop them blue tablets in there.
Oh, she said, yeah, it did go under.
Get your arm floaties on.
Thank you, Monica. See, Monica was standing right there. See,
Floaties.
I'm here for you, bro.
We saw you slip and like.
Well, apparently getting on one isn't good, so get you a little ring.
Y'all know it's a pool right over there by the
Ducky on
mall.
there?
We go swim some left at that pool over
he
there by
had
the
the
mall.
bottle
Oh, we
in
need
his
a picture
hand.
of that
He
so
fell
we
off
can
the
make a little
floaty
roll and start
and was
putting
like,
noses
whoop,
away,
the
man.
bottle was like,
We
yeah,
go
see
to
some
the
bubbles
pool.
come up.
he
Now, the first time
Oh,
he
the
fell
little
in,
rubber ducky?
But,
Marlo was upright.
oh,
Didn't
There
go
was
under.
nobody there to hold his spear.
all right, so let's get back to some of these people. Second week solo,
Oh, God.
they're sending me to Long Island. Y'all pray for me.
Long Island's not
Oh, that ain't
bad.
that bad.
Ain't bad, man.
Traffic moving slow is moving slow.
Just gotta
Just
go
dance
to
how you
GW.
dance.
Better than Rhode Island. Going across the Chesapeake. I hate that shit.
Oh, a little fertilizer will make the Peter grow.
Okay. I was like, you're about to read that.
I will. God damn.
That's
Pineapples.
Pineapples.
well, dang.
What
And
is
so,
that, man?
nah, but yeah, I
My
mean,
ears.
my biggest-
ears.
my biggest fear is actually bridges.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I should've
We
heard
weren't
that
gonna
shit,
bring it
though.
up.
Like that Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
I've heard
20
stories.
mile long.
I've never had the ability to go over a bridge with this man.
And they always got construction in one lane. Why
Yeah.
they push you over to the wall? Why is that?
That's a scary bridge.
I mean, you can't just not do construction, you know.
I know, man. But
Here go one.
who the fuck came
Just
up
got
with
off the phone with my fleet manager. I have finally completed my 30K.
Congratulations.
Yay!
this? All right.
I feel like there's supposed to be more to this.
But did somebody know the
I
Or
mean,
is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, actually, there's two emojis blowing.
Blowing what?
I mean, with the
What is that,
celebration,
John?
I would love to see. I mean, I would love to see how she does her first week out solo. If the 30K was enough,
There was one person that came in here that freaking.
I would love to see that.
There was one that came in the other day that couldn't lift up the landing gear.
Oh.
Huh?
There's plenty that I've helped. I mean, are you comfortable? My question would be, and not just to pick on her, but my question would be, are you comfortable backing? Are you comfortable with checking in and out of receivers? Do you know how to run your fuel route?
Do you know how to hook up to a truck?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Those are things that when people say 30,000, that's a bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's the start of
saying?
the conversation.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna take. It may take, if you're not comfortable truly running a truck by yourself, you might want to try to address that before you come back in.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of those posts where there's constantly, I got my 30,000. You got your 30,000, whip-de-doo, but then you come in and you need somebody to show you how to set up backing. Or you feel like you're ready, in some cases, go lease, and you don't know barely anything about checking in and out of a receiver, drop trailer report, pickup trailer report, and you're so scared
Trip
that
planning.
you don't. Yeah.
Somebody called me one time, asked me what a PO was.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So sometimes when we celebrate the
They
30,000,
was leased.
we got to be. But when we celebrate the 30,000, we got to celebrate 30,000 and know that when we're celebrating it and we're giving all these likes and loves, are you really ready?
They gotta know that's a starting point though.
Yeah.
They act like that's the finish line. That's
No, you got winter coming. And
But
guess
if you're
what? You guys are at a
comfortable-
disadvantage. than the
If you
ones
think
that
you're
don't go out there in
comfortable
the
running that
wintertime.
truck by yourself, then you're probably ready. If you're not sure about it,
And that dude is
Probably not
so
ready.
good from over here.
What'd you say?
I thought you said that,
Oh,
dude, but then I look at the
Timmy Turbo
social.
said to tell y'all
I thought
sorry.
you said dude, and I was like,
Timmy said to tell y'all 3 girls sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, talk about my swimming habits. What size?
What's up about your swimming habits? How you don't like going over bridges?
What size TV do you
That's because of the
recommend?
swimming habits.
What size
And he
TV do
can't
you
operate his
recommend for your
floaties,
truck?
so.
What do you recommend? What size TV you recommend for your truck?
I got 24.
Damn.
Well, I got a 42.
I'm saying, what up?
32 words.
Well, because they're okay.
This
with
dude
these.
says 80-inch.
Hey,
Like,
that's-
you're a freaking sleeper on the 80 inches.
No.
It's like-
That's what he got in his house.
I think mine is a 32.
47, baby.
Hey, but I mean,
I mean,
I know a dude, man, he did that. He put the 80-inch TV on his back wall.
yeah,
Oh,
some
yeah,
cats do
fuck,
that.
you're right. He just lays in the bed and watches TV like this.
yeah, that's goofy.
I knew
Turn that
cats.
shit
Well, I
on
knew
one
cats
night,
that
yelled at him
they
on
had
the TV,
captain
like, "Yeah, I was
chairs.
watching that."
No, that's
I've seen
cool,
cats with captain chairs that swing and that their back wall have been.
Well, that's good. Makes sense.
And they, I mean,
No.
Yeah,
No,
they'll
you got a
never let
captain
them
chair?
have
I've seen
that
some with them
different
mounted on the top.
time.
Yeah,
Get that
the front-
TV.
the
Hey,
whole
guys,
back wall.
On your back wall? Like,
excluded in the
This
Northeast.
is
What
a mirror
state?
on the ceiling.
What state do you up at?
What?
Hey,
what
Let's say,
state
what
do
do you, yeah, what
update
you hate?
do
the
you,
most
What
to
state
drive
do
in
hate?
and why?
Yeah, what state do you hate the most?
There's
to
lots of
drive
letters
in
on
and
the
why?
keyboard. Try hitting all of the ones with the words you like.
Oh, what state you hate the most, baby?
Outside of the Northeast.
You have to give him an
Wyoming?
excuse though, because he's missing a leg, he's missing letters.
Wyoming?
Yeah.
It's like
What you got?
I say Wyoming too.
You hate it?
Ah, fuck yeah.
Definitely Wyoming.
I love driving Wyoming.
I-80, hell yeah.
Yeah, just
Let's just say
Easy
I-80 in
driving.
general.
why Wyoming though? That's
Oh,
too-
that wind, man. I was stuck over there for two
Y'all
and a half
know the
days
deal
with
with
70 plus mile per hour.
What you
wind.
have to chill with?
Your shit short.
What's yours like?
they're tarp. They're basically a kite ready to take off. Like, what are you talking about? That shit comes
I hate
straight down.
anything. I hate almost anything west of I-35.
Damn.
Oh, man.
That shit is boring as hell, dude. Like Kansas.
Yeah, but it ain't
That's the
dangerous.
entire shit.
Yeah,
like
but
Kansas.
I-80 Wyoming?
Yeah, but
I
Wyoming-
mean, that's west of I-35.
But have you been on it?
I was driving with this dude in a car.
But have you
Across
been
Kansas.
there?
I feel like he hasn't been there. Okay,
I
you don't feel
I
like that.
said anything west
Yeah.
of the interstate.
So which one do you
I-35.
hate the
Where's
most?
Wyoming in comparison
Which
to
one do you hate the
I-35?
most,
On
dog?
the east side or the west side?
Which one do you hate the most?
I just hate that whole side. I don't hate any more than the other.
Anything above 94 in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
I just think the West Coast.
I
And then that
always
shit on that upper
attracted
end, I
to
cannot.
You always
In the winter, yeah,
every
but
time
around
it
this time,
happens.
I
to
just
you.
don't like it. It's just,
It's
for some
winter up there,
reason,
too,
it
though.
look like them cities look gloomy to me all the time. And I stayed in Washington before and
Too close
stationed
to
at
Canada,
Fort
bro.
Lewis, and it's still just like going up to Duluth and stuff. That shit fuck with your head.
Quick trips that you can't park at.
Yeah,
Stupid shit.
yeah, I hate. Why do a lot of students fresh off of trainer's truck go lease at Prime?
Because they see the paychecks
Peer
coming off their
pressure.
TNTs.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Prime
That's the
wants
one
them
answer.
to go lease.
Peer
That's a
pressure.
good point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one answer. Peer
And
pressure.
if somebody's doing good lease and they have a student, they talk it up to their student.
Exactly.
But Prime wants you to because they ensue all the costs of that truck.
Right. But
Well, the thing, I think
understand,
it's,
Prime is a business, and they're gonna make the best business
we look at it
decision for
this
that
way.
business.
We know that
You
most of
taking on the
TNTs,
liability of that truck.
we
That's
know
our
mostly
business.
TNTs are all lease operators, right? For the
Most
most
of them.
part.
Yeah.
That's all that the student sees. And you can't tell me that TNT ain't bragging about the fact how much money they're making or blah, 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 blah. That student is seeing those settlements come across the Qualcomm.
Mhm.
So they're seeing that stuff. And so to their logic, well, why would I want to take a pay cut when I know that I can do this job, or they think they can do this job, but they're doing it on a team level. They've never done it on a single level or without a trainer. So, I mean, to me, that's dumb.
I second that emotion.
I mean, and Prime as a business, yeah, I would want somebody. If I'm Prime, yeah, I want somebody that's gonna sue all the costs of my vehicle to move my freight. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, a lot of them ain't ready. And then you have to hear these horror stories. You have to hear that shit that go on at that hotel, and then what goes on in that Millennium Building, in every cafeteria that we have. If it ain't your student, it ain't somebody you grew up with, came up with, stop shooting them that bullshit advice, man. Explain to them the good, the bad, and the ugly. Tell them both sides. You know what I'm saying? They shoot them all that extra stuff like today. Like I had to check the little young lady today talking about her fleet. What if your fleet manager ain't giving you good loads? You're stupid. Because I literally had to tell her that. Because guess who? Guess what? Your fleet manager don't give you shit. That comes from sales. Well, how do I get to know my sales coordinator so I can make sure I get the good? They keep you insulated from. They keep them insulated from.
That's why you have a fleet manager.
Come on, like, but this is why she's going lease, and you can. Oh man, come on, dog. Like you, everything that she said, we set out there in the future.
Anybody who thinks that your fleet manager is out to screw you, just understand they have to screw themselves to screw you.
Exactly.
So what the fuck did you do to make them willing to take a cut in their paycheck to screw you?
Yeah.
That's a level of dedication of which I have never.
From Jonesville, Florida, screw you.
Who
He said he did JD. Don't like to drive to Florida. I second the motion.
Don't worry. I let every time we went down there, I left his ass at a truck stop.
Maybe that's why you don't like Florida.
Yeah, his PTA.
You gotta be real too though, man. Like that trip from Miami up 95 back to Georgia. Bro, that shit is major, way longer than you think it is.
When you get back from Cocoa up to, once you pass Palm Beach all the way up to like Jacksonville, it's boring as hell.
When you see that leaving Florida sign, it's almost like a celebration.
Yes.
Stop over there and get something to own.
But everybody-
At the welcome
So
center.
No,
D-
it's horrible.
D say you don't fully know how to back until you're on your own. Very true.
You
I
can
went
be-
until you back into something.
I went out to
Yeah.
Miami one time and they was like, I don't give a shit about you or your truck or your trailer. And I was just like, oh my God, my anxiety it wasn't even rush hour.
Somebody back. Why? Who said that to you?
That's how the cars was acting. I
Oh.
literally drove
Yeah.
20 miles
Hey,
to
hey,
a rest
that's
stop.
right. I'm with
Not
the
even like
flatbed
Dumbass
guy.
Island.
Go ahead and read that.
I'm with the flatbed guy on this one. I hate anything west of Dallas.
Yes, sir. I-35 breaks that. Dude, once you break I-35,
So
everything is just so long and drawn.
So if I have a
out.
student
Including
that you-
Wyoming.
that you think would be successful as a lease operator, would you try to dissuade them if you're picking up on the back end quickly, etc.? I mean, that's
be successful as a lease operator.
that, but that's
I don't try to dissuade anybody. One of the biggest things I tell people is, do you know how to run the business? Do you know where your freight lanes are? And do you have a phone call that you can make to somebody that will help you?
No, what he pretty much
but
said
they're
was,
capable.
like, because if they're backing up, if they're catching on to backing up quickly, what the hell does it got to do with lease? That
But-
don't mean nothing. Backing and lease is two different things.
And
There's the
so- but
business
hold on.
and then there's driving.
Some people, yeah, and some people like Justin was saying, he's saying back and et cetera. He didn't put the et cetera could very well be if they're learning the business, if they've taken the time to really catch fueling, learning how to run loads. They don't really truly know freight lanes till they get solo freight lanes.
You
But
don't even know what can go
They
wrong.
do understand if they understand and feel like they genuinely can. Because I'm gonna skip down to Derek's, but some people, yes, but some of these guys, literally, they don't know their ass off from their elbows. They just see the big pockets, and then they call and trying to figure out everything. They don't know how to. They just don't. I mean, so I tell no one. I recommend from my perspective, but I let them make their own decision. And my decision is real easy. Hey, I tell them quick, go to the company 3 months, 3 to 6 months, evaluate yourself every 3 months. As you learn this, and this, you'll feel, as you get more comfortable with the truck, you make the decision if you want to go lease or not.
Yeah.
But I also tell them, don't just listen to me on that. But don't listen to them damn jackasses that's just showing you, I made 180,000 this year. He's showing you his damn gross.
Yeah.
So the people you want to listen to is the guy that says, hey, I made $8,000 this week, but I had to put 2 to the truck. I had to put this. When they start to break down that settlement, that's what you want people to
I'm gonna let all the students in on a little
As
bit
long
of a
as
secret.
RJ's willing to answer the phone, I wouldn't dissuade him.
No,
I'm gonna
I
let all the
definitely
students in
would.
on a little
Better
bit
be
of
willing to answer
secret
that phone.
whenever it comes to all the people that are sitting over there at the campus. If you have a guy with a purple badge that is sitting over there at the campus, sitting there in that smoke pit that's giving you all this advice, just think of this. Why is he there? More likely he's there because of a safety eval because he done screwed up enough, or he's switching over to company because he couldn't hack it over on the lease side. Because number one,
Or
you
he's
know
just
where the
hanging out
campus-
and they ain't making no damn
If
money.
you're a
Trying
lease
to have you
operator,
broke hanging out all the time.
I'm just saying this. If I am a lease operator and I'm
I
making
see
the
why you
money,
need to see
the good money of what they say that they're making, I ain't staying at the campus.
So
Maybe they're
point.
just cheap.
my homeboy say sell pocket watches. Lloyd, that's another conversation for another day. I mean, that's a complaint by everybody at some point. I can't say whether they do or they don't. I've never heard anything different than that. A little bit above my pay grade.
A little
So it is.
It's a
My
lot
trainer
going
was
on.
lease. He told me to go company, but I know how to run a business, so I went lease. And you have been nothing but successful. You taking lumps, but you haven't taken cuts. And that's because you kept your head on your shoulders and you was with a lease operator that was going to teach that you let you learn parts of what he do. So he gave you a chance to kind of learn.
Hold on.
Take
When he says he knows how to run
everything.
a business, okay.
But-
But there's a difference between running a business and running a transportation business.
That's true. But with him,
If you have
from
the-
what I know of him,
Mhm.
being the general area where he was from,
Mhm.
he was around trucks,
Mhm.
had people that kind of advised him about just the business aspect of it.
Mhm.
Then
You
Eric,
have
by far, is damn good lease operator.
Mhm.
And so as Derek picked on real quick, learn how to back, learn how to check in and out of receivers. He learned all his real quick. And so Eric started teaching him
Mhm.
the extra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was able to watch and grasp because Eric wanted him to go company. That's the deal me and Eric used to have.
Right.
So he watched what Eric did, watched and understood what Eric was doing.
Right.
He didn't look at Eric's team paychecks. He broke it down in half to figure out and try to figure out his business.
Okay.
So he
If you
really
have a
did.
Business sense, Prime gives you the ability, like they have enough classes for you to go through
Yeah.
to catch on.
So he really did. I mean, so out the
But
gate he went, and I wouldn't have tried to deter him any other way.
Right.
But can you afford those bumps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That becomes the question. Like, if you got family and all that, you can't afford them bumps.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
Don't jump on that road.
Because a lot of people jump in, they open a business with no capital in an industry they don't know. So,
And
Here's the biggest thing you got to understand when you lease a truck from Prime. And all right, forget Prime.
any
Lease a truck from any company.
No, I'll say
Why
this.
are they not afraid to give you a truck with no credit check, no down payment, no nothing? They know nothing about you, but they're like, here's a truck. Why are they not afraid to do that?
I look at it like
Because they have access to your paycheck. They get paid first.
yeah.
I look at it this
You know what I
they're
mean?
way.
gonna
Like, you
make
get paid
money either
second.
way.
And if you don't have enough money in that check to pay me, when you get your next one, I'll take it out of that too. So understand,
Prime-
like that's why they're not afraid to give you that. They're
I
telling
know-
you
I
smart.
look at it this way. I work with Prime. I'll say this. If I was going to lease a truck, it wouldn't be through Prime. So the thing about it is, Prime is one of the most expensive lease operating companies
There you go.
in the
Nail in the
industry.
head. I damn sure won't.
If I could go,
Some of the things you got to look
But don't
at.
let
though,
me discourage you.
Some of the things you got to look at, because like, there's a couple of companies that will lease a truck to you cheaper than Prime will.
yes, there is.
But it's also a 2012.
Right, yeah.
And then you signed a 6-year lease on that. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make them smart business out. You know what?
No.
Any company that is here, when you lease a truck from a company,
They're
you buy a
still.
car from a buy here, pay here.
I look at it from this
You
way
ain't got
too.
the credit to go get your own shit, so we'll lease it.
Exactly. I look at it this way. If I'm a true lease, if I'm going, this is my truck.
Yeah.
It's governed. It's all the stuff is to a spec that company can turn around and put that into the company fleet if you fail on it. So the thing is about it, why am I putting into this money into this truck, of which is not mine? Because we know right now we don't have a lease purchase program. We will here eventually, here probably around October time.
Why do people lease a car?
Because they're dumb.
Okay.
No.
That too. I mean, I've always felt that way about cars, honestly.
No.
It's
Right.
the same
Leasing a car
prospect,
is
though.
different.
But I've never leased. I would never.
That-
lease
that
a
hit
car.
a chord. Hold on.
I'm just saying, leasing a car is different. People lease cars for different reasons, mostly for like tax benefits and stuff like that.
But that
Business
truck
owner.
is the same thing, though. So leasing that truck is a write-off. So no
If
matter
you
how
write
much I
off-
paid into
write off
it,
You
the
might
I
see
might get
somebody in a
off.
new Benz and they might say they leasing it, and you might say they dumb for leasing it, but you don't realize the tax
But
positive
that's
side.
everybody. Like, there's a reason why people lease cars to lease trucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's my point. Like, there's
Because
a
they can't
reason.
afford to buy it.
Okay, Fitz. When you said you lease a truck, you want to lease a truck from Prime, would you lease it somewhere else? You
Yeah.
can bring that truck to Prime, or would you take it?
Yes, I
somewhere
would
else?
use Prime's freight network.
You
But
put
what I
Prime's
would
name
do
on
if
the
I was
side of
gonna,
the door,
if I
you put
really
yours.
wanted to tap into where I was making the money, right?
Yeah.
What I would end up doing is I would end up leasing the truck, or I would actually go out and I would put the money together. What ends up being, I use about a quarter of it down. So 14, I put about 14 to 18,000, maybe 20,000 in the bank to where I know that I can go over here and I can drop that on a truck and bring it over and use Prime's freight network, I would do that in a heartbeat.
So,
But would you lease it from another company or would you purchase or get it purchased?
Would you go straight to the dealership?
Yeah, like would you get
You
it
going
purchased?
new or
Like
you
you're
going
buying
used,
this,
or-
or would you go
I'd purchase. I would want to have
Yeah.
the title. I would actually want to have
at the end of
eventually have
at the end
title.
of it?
Yeah.
You would want to pay.
Title in
Yeah.
hand.
Some
new-
people don't.
new
Some
or
people don't
used?
want to own it.
Yeah, some
You know
people
what I
don't
mean?
want
like
that
brand spanking
responsibility.
new?
Depends on the mileage.
Okay,
It
let me
depends
tell
on the
you this, too.
mileage and it depends on where that truck was actually coming from. If I know that it was quote unquote fleet or fleet maintained, we all know what fleet maintained means.
Yeah.
To where it means that you go in there, they're like, whoa, I don't want this no more.
You know how many people go buy a truck
Mhm.
or they get a truck that might have 300, 400,000 miles,
You call it
low
a truck.
miles.
Yeah.
And have that truck probably less than a month and say it break down and you need 15,000 right then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
20,000 right then.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have money to start a business.
You done.
Mhm.
You ain't got it. That happened. That's so common.
It is.
Yeah.
That's very common.
If I was going to go buy a
people
truck,
say
it'd be
they-
new.
This right
But
here, Prime,
every new truck ain't the same
Lease.
because
I'm listening, Hawk.
you just a owner operator on training wheels. You're not a real owner operator.
True.
You just lease. Really, how so many people make it, they hold your hand. Pretty much. You're not a real owner. If you had to go out and do everything on your own,
But that's what a lot of
Put
people
some-
want. That's why they do it.
Put some knowledge out here real quick.
Yeah.
What would you consider a lease, or I'm sorry, not a lease operator, an owner operator?
an owner operator to me, own truck. Well, now I mean, I guess you could say truck, but if I had the power, I'd get my own truck, own trailer.
you're on authority.
Possibly, if I
Okay.
if I could see, just because you got your own authority, what if you getting them bullshit loads?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you got your own authority. You know, it's a lot of factors.
Then you got to know how to network out.
So just because you got
You
your
gotta
own
know how to
authority,
network your load.
don't
Yeah.
mean somebody could have their own trailer doing power only,
Right.
and they out working you, and you got your own authority because see, you got to pay for insurance, you got all this other
Yeah.
stuff, so your overhead high. Like it's so many different factors
If
involved.
you
Right.
take your own to a
That's what
company,
I'm saying.
if you
That's
take your
what-
own to a company, now you're leasing your truck onto that company, but you own that truck. So when you leave that company, then you can go and take that to the next company.
I would
Because
take
I'm
that.
still making my payment.
If I was going to run under my own authority, it would be that I knew that I have a dedicated lane. I have dedicated accounts to where I know that it's going to meet at least my overhead.
But you can still run under Prime's. You can keep your own authority. It's an A fleet.
Yeah.
You keep your own authority. You're just pulling their trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so, like when you take on responsibility, man, like you're an owner operator.
Yeah.
Now, just because Success Leasing leases, like we all know Prime owns Success Leasing, but due to the IRS, they are their own company.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, so
It's called a monopoly, if not.
and then they're not afraid to give you that truck because it turns around. They know they have access to your check from Prime Inc.
Yeah.
And we only exclusively work with Prime Inc. And so, but you still have to have that money for the tire fund, the this, the that.
Yeah.
Even if you just lease the truck,
Yeah.
and then leasing the truck. Hey, I talked to an old couple one time, and all they wanted to do, like, they just write that truck off, and then I turn it in and I lease another one.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I do that? They had, I think it was when I talked to them like 4 years ago. They were on their 9th lease year.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why don't you ever just want to buy the truck and own it? Because once it gets to a point to where they can own it, the warranty's out.
Yeah.
So all that big shit
Pretty
you just
much.
talked about, now I have to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why do I want to do that when I could do this? You know what I mean? Like when I could just keep running that.
Well, that's
back.
why
And the
that's why
truck
most
pays
people
for
do it
itself.
that way.
I write it off anyway. It makes me enough money. It's a business aspect, but you got it. The problem for most of these cats is they don't have that business mind, which
Yeah.
is why we tell you to go. There's so much to this more than just I can drive. Look at me. I can hold the steering
my-
wheel and go forward.
As my
Hey.
illustrious man over here to my left usually says,
Whoa, dude.
illustrious, sorry.
That
Big word.
sounded
Did you
real
say
gay.
luxurious?
It's
No, that
illustrious.
sounded real gay. Like, you gotta stop that shit.
All
My
right,
friend
so
over
we
here-
get through the rest of these. 'Cause we
My
got a lot
smart
of-
friend over here, that because apparently you can't use big words because they think they're gay.
Yeah.
So that just comes from a lack of education. Maryland, they're freaking Canadian trucks right here.
Man.
So-
That's
So, illustrious dude over here. So,
You see what I'm saying, man?
the game inside of the game.
Yeah.
All right. T. Martin said, I told my wife that I would drive as a company driver, learn the game before jumping in the lease.
Mhm.
Hey,
Good
That's the
plan.
smartest thing. Learn how to,
Good plan.
because again, it goes back to remember the earlier question or the
Yeah.
question you read off of there. What about my clock?
yeah,
You know what I
things
mean?
like that.
a lot of cats don't realize Walmart will charge you $500 for missing your appointment. As a lease driver, whose responsibility is that? Yours. As a company driver, they're like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? Like $500 don't come out your pocket.
RJ say, hey, I don't drive for Prime, but I watch a lot of drivers on YouTube that are off the trainer's truck. So he was just curious. Hey, we gave the best answers we could. A lot of opinions. You know what I'm saying?
That horse is dead.
Best thing for a first-time truck driver to do and make the bulk of their mistakes on a company truck for a year and learn the freight lanes.
There you go.
I mean, everybody has an opinion for it. There's gonna be some guys. I'm sure a lot of lease TNT trainers don't tell their students about the rough days.
No, they do not.
They complain about it that they ain't making no money, or
They don't go in depth
some
detail.
some of them, they may say that they're in a hole or whatever, but they're not explaining why that they went home for a week and a half before they picked them up.
Yeah, that's
Stuff like that. It could be any number of reasons. Facts fits.
It's with a Z, D. Damn, man. Put a Z.
Put some spec on my name.
I'm sure a lot of these TNT trainers. Okay, hold on.
Fist.
So it says it was nice knowing you, Fitz. Nah, it ain't nice knowing him. What people say on here, real talk. And I mean, as much as I can say that there ain't no head for this right here, but if it's gonna be a meeting call, they're gonna end up talking to me at some point about what was said on here. And you can believe I go to war for mine. Everybody on here go to war. And so truth is truth, facts is facts. You know what I'm saying? So if we saying something that's offensive to somebody, be it Warner, Swift, Prime, or something, we only say it our opinion. It's an opinion-based thing. Everybody ain't here to got doggone knee jobbing. So, I mean, he gonna be all right. I mean, we went off on a little tangent. Hawk even talking.
And we got Hawk
This game is the game. You feel me? The game is the game. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people feel how they feel. Some people feel like, hell, all us could be considered crazy because we company. But everybody don't know our pockets. Stop watching pockets.
I'm lazy.
You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it moving. But I want to make sure that was addressed that, you know what I'm saying? We go to war. We state how we feel and what we truly believe.
We talk like this often.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't not been said downstairs.
Oh, no.
This ain't been said in-house, out over there. You know what I'm saying? Just like I talk about this shit ass customer service. I say what I say.
Some of the stuff have
Yeah,
been said in
that's what
front
that's
of
called.
Robert.
Yeah. What you pay in 2 weeks for a truck payment to lease through Prime. I mean, Success Leasing can be a month's payment through your bank if you bought one. Go company, save up the money, buy from a dealer.
Right.
But hold on. Hold on, Slim. Hold on.
Stuck in
I'm
there.
gonna keep going through first. But hold on. We gonna come back to that, huh? To me, an owner operator means title in hand and not with the bank or a company. I mean, outright yours.
No matter
Now, to go back to this.
All right, Hawk. You can
Go back to this here.
Turn it
Hawk.
up.
He says, you know what I'm saying? Go through your bank, buy one. Go company, save up your money, buy from a dealer.
Okay.
It can have, but it can very well have problems buying it straight out the dealer because I mean a lot of ours come straight out the dealer and get problems.
Your bank gonna finance that truck for you?
Some banks will,
150?
depending on what your credit is.
Yeah.
Depending on what your credit is, you got an established LLC, you can get finance for it and run an SBA loan if you have to on it.
I mean, if you can,
Or you drop 50 bands.
That's what I was gonna say. Who got 20, 30? Well, who ain't got no 20, 30,000 put down on no down? That's a lot of money. I mean, you might have it, but I'm just saying. I ain't got. I'm getting a hoop.
There you go, guys. Go get a hoopty.
But no, a lot of cats. I mean,
But it is
and
a lot of money to
sometimes
put
some
down.
people first trucks.
It is
Some
a lot of
people
money to
first
put down.
trucks could be. You know what I'm saying? I know a cat. First truck was a log truck. A log truck straight out of Palatka, Florida. He put it on the road and did numbers with it. You feel me? But you may get that, but your first truck might not be. Your first truck might cost you $7,000. You might put another $7,000 in it, but if you making money with it, you build it and
You're
you
making
grow.
enough to put it down.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times
A lot of people do
it's
that too.
about, but see, like Hawk saying, Justin saying, all y'all that said, it's about the mind of what your business and how you want to see your business grow.
But this is what he's got to understand too, right? Like save your money up, go to the bank, right? First of all, if everybody could do that, it'd be simple. So you could lease the truck through Prime first, and you're gonna stack that money quicker if you play your cards right, right? So I lease this truck, I start getting into training, I do this, I put this money to the side. You know what I mean? Like, but then once you finish that lease, so to say that like, oh, because this is a misconception I feel too, right? Everybody say, oh, Prime is robbing you. Okay, so I go to the bank and I finance that. How long you financing that for?
That's
18 years.
And Prime is getting you for 3. They coming at you at 7 or 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, the price is higher because you're paying it quicker.
Well,
That's all it is.
you got more interest.
That's all it is.
But at the end of the day, it's about what you take home.
That truck is gone when the warranty's gone.
The problem is though, like when you lease it through Prime, you pay money into this truck of which you don't end up keeping.
Right.
So
But
the thing is,
then
to me,
once you own the truck though, then you get into Hawk's problem.
But you technically,
you better have 20
using
G's
up
on
the
the deck to replace
Right.
that
but you're
transmission.
technically using up the damn the warranty on it via your lease, and then you just getting another one. That makes where some people like Amanda say don't want the responsibility, or Justin was saying they just keep rolling and take the lease payout
And they like
roll
that.
it because they don't truly want to own the truck, but they want to run it for that revenue because they're smart enough on how to handle their business, how to handle their taxes.
I don't want to
So
pay 20
they're
G's if this
very
transmission
much,
dies.
so they're very
But
much
they,
in that
yeah,
way.
they get the benefits of like the streaming
that's where that
program,
makes
right?
sense.
They're not out there by
But
themselves. which is what they're
make no
paying
mistake,
for.
any lease operators running this, stop running that bullshit game that y'all own ours, because I can show y'all that y'all ain't. But because they love to say, I'm on hog. You ain't no damn on hog. You ain't a lease operator at Prime.
Point of inquiry.
You're a business person.
Point of inquiry.
But
If you want to consider yourself an owner operator,
Look, to be
you have to meet the actual requirements to actually be
definition
involved
of
with your
owner
own
op,
ITA.
man. Get your own truck, get your own trailer, find your own freight. You run your own business. If you lease onto any other fucking company, you're not running your shit.
There you
Somebody else is running your shit. So you would. So even if I own that truck and I own that trailer, but Landstar owns my freight, Landstar books my freight, I'm still leased on it. And to be honest, you're stupid, right? How much? When was the last time y'all looked at your fuel request and saw how much where they wanted you to fuel, how much it was, then saw how much it was at the pump? You're almost stupid not to work for another company.
Because
those
they're
discounts are retarded.
ridiculous.
The Crown is
So,
like
hold on,
80 cents a
'cause-
gallon in some of these places.
Because now we need to talk to Timmy Turbo. All I know is Prime probably leases that truck 3 or 4 times. They're making a lot of money off of those lease trucks. They don't lease it. If a person get in and stay in, when they done, when that truck is done, that truck being sold. So it ain't leasing to somewhere else. I mean, if that lease is
But it
ran
depends
out.
on the lease. Like
If a person completes the lease,
Well, we're holding on to trucks right now to almost 600K.
but that's because of
and they get extended warranties. on it.
But yeah, and a lot of places are having to do that because there's a truck shortage everywhere, not just here. So saying that it's 3 or 4 times and we're just turning it over, no, when that lease is done on it, we ain't putting leasing that to somebody else.
The only reason we turned it over is because they quit.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why somebody else leasing it, and they only running out the rest of that lease. That's what their lease is for.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So we're not, Prime ain't shitting on people like that. One thing I can say, they ain't doing people under with that
They're not
foolishness.
turning over.
You know what I'm saying? That right there, you can go right there to Arrow or somewhere like that. Pedigree done sold it to Arrow them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A Premier or one of them. Because it's already gone at that point. And but we've already got, he's saying 3 or 4 times we turning it over.
Yeah,
We ain't putting no million-mile trucks out here.
And this is the thing of people getting into a situation that they don't know anything about. The only reason that truck may have been turned over 3 or 4 different times is because that truck hasn't meet the actual lease requirement yet because they've had a whole bunch of
And somebody quit. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody quit.
So-
Somebody took it over.
How often will they
That's
lease
how I
the
got my
truck
truck.
until they put it out to pasture? Well, until so they're normally under like a 4-year lease or X amount of miles. They're basically running it until miles top off on it. But right now with the truck shortage, basically until that person's in the lease. So you know what I'm saying? It goes through.
If we buy a truck in 2020, the anticipation is get rid of that truck in 2024.
Yeah.
Unless you meet the mileage beforehand that goes over and cancels the warranty.
My truck don't.
I've looked at the trucks at Success Leasing, and that's not a bad. Honestly, it's not
Bro,
bad.
you want to drive here so bad.
Like I tell people,
What did you do?
Hashtag hire
I
Jimmy
want to
Turbo.
know his past.
I tell people all the time, I ain't gonna tell you not to look at success, and I never tell a person not to look at success for their trucks. Just like I tell you
Bro,
not
they
to
won't
look at.
hire him. I don't know why you talking to him like this.
No, he said looking at success, but I'm saying don't. I mean
Don't
to
give
buy a
up on
truck,
him.
but like even looking at Swift, looking at Martin, any of these companies that have training, or Stevens, places like that have training. Any places that have that, I always want you to take it with a grain of salt that at some point in time there was a new driver driving that truck probably.
Don't talk about Martin because that might be a sensitive issue for some of you.
But I'm just saying, but for everybody, that is, I mean, for real talk, like I go buy a truck, I look, I see certain decals to it. Oh no, thank you. Why? I know that it was probably a trainee in there at some point. And it was real bad when they had a manual. When it was a manual, they ain't showing. Oh no, I know how they shift.
Look, anybody
I'm not playing with that.
Anybody looking at Pedigree's website and sees a truck with low miles on it for sale, just know that truck has been, been idling on a pad for a long time.
Or it's international.
But I mean, in some cases,
Or both.
yeah, just take your time. But take your time.
Pedigree? I thought we just turned those back over.
But take your time and just look over. Always look
You guys are
over a
lucky he
truck.
took his meds.
Whatever you get, take your time. Look over a truck. You know what I'm saying? Any PSD students watching, any TNTs watching right now, be patient. Listen, follow directions, communicate. Please, by all means. You know what I'm saying? We just get up out of here, the unapologetic instructors, chilling with old Jonesville Dirty.
Prime time fits. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, smash that.
Hey, where you at there, Peg Leg, with your little
Boss Lady, follow me on TikTok. I'm a Savage 1108.
Oh,
Yeah,
Prime time fits on TikTok too. My bad, I forgot about TikTok.
Like, why you just kind of mad?
TikTok too.
Because he pointed, he touched me.
You ain't nothing, man. You just throw it over you.
I know, right?
It's good. It's your turn.
You said something?
Well, yeah, I won't put you off.
Okay, thank
You got to touch Daryl for
you. Why you cut me off? Gee,
I didn't touch you though.
shut the hell up.
He's trying to say.
Brandon.
I didn't touch you.
Jimmy Pilgrim. TV. Yes, Lord.
Hey, so on behalf of all of us, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all be easy out there. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us out on Thursday night for Burger King Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Gonna have as many as we can here, have some fun on that, as well as Black Friday on Friday, followed by Food Bar
Or someone gonna be
on Prime Time.
We need to start calling this shit White Friday.
You know what I'm saying?
I said White Wednesday. I
do
said
that,
White
we get
Wednesday.
canceled. No,
Yeah, you can do both. You can do on Wednesdays and
On behalf of
Fridays.
anybody out here
Wednesday and
watching, we
Friday.
are unapologetic. We are who we are. If you got
Yeah,
any,
I'm unapologetic.
if you got
This is
any
White Friday.
critiques, if you got any critiques or comments to say anything, don't.
You could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Point blank, period. We said what we said. We did what we did.
Yeah.
We gonna keep our page G like that, baby.